Hi guys, it's me, Professor D, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this video, I'm going to be covering pediatric doses. I know it looks scary, but I promise it is not. It is very easy. If I can do it, you can do it. The only thing when it comes to pediatric doses, converting our pounds to kilograms, and it's very easy to do, guys. When you have pounds and you want to convert that to kilogram, you divide by 2.2. That's it. You have 20 pounds, you want to turn that into kilograms, 20 divided by 2.2. You have 50 pounds, you want to turn that into kilograms, 50 divided by 2.2. You divide by 2.2. Now, if you haven't watched the first video I made on dosage calculations, how to set up your problems, watch that first so this video will make more sense, and come back to this video when you're done. If you watched that already, great, you are up to speed. Where's the pencil I had? Pen. Okay, so let's get started. First question, it says the medication orders for Benadryl 10 milligrams per kilogram. Patient weighs 26 pounds. What we have is 125 milligrams per 5 milliliters. As I said in the last video, we always want to start with the easy part. We always want to start with what's given to us, what's together. We want to keep it together. You're always going to have 3 pieces of information. And the fourth piece of information that you're missing, that's what you're solving for. That's going to be your X. And out of the 3 pieces of information that you're always going to get, 2 of them are going to be together. They're going to be stuck together. We're going to keep them together. So look at number 1. What do we have this together? Our label, what we have is 125 milligrams per 5 milliliters. We're not going to separate it. We're going to keep it together. So for number 1, I'm going to write my 125 milligrams per 5 ml. Just like it's written here, I kept it the same way. I did not separate it. I'm going to put my equal sign. Whatever I have up here has to be milligram, because up here is milligram. Milligram, this is going to be milligram. Whatever I put down here has to be milliliter. Why? Because what I have on the other side is milliliters. Your units have to always match. So if up here is a milligram, over here has to be milligram. If down here's milliliter, here has to be milliliters, right? So I have my 125 over 5. This was what we have right here. It was together, we kept it together. Let's look at the rest of our problem. The order is 10 milligrams per kilogram. We're giving 10 milligrams per kilogram. But to figure that out, we have to know what this 26 pounds is. We have to turn that into kilograms. So take out your calculator and do 26 divided by 2.2. All right, when you do it on your calculator, 26 divided by 2.2, it should give you 11.8181818181. And so I wrote it right here, 11.81. That's how many kilograms we have, right? We're not done. It's 10 milligrams per kilogram. So now that we know how many kilograms we have, we can multiply the 10 times the 11.81. Go ahead, do it on your calculator. 10 times 11.81. And that's going to give you 118.1. 11.81 times my 10. I'm doing it again just to make sure. Yes, I'm getting 118.1. That 118.1 you're putting up here. That's what you have, 118.1. 118.1 what? Milligrams. How did I get that? Guys, after I turn my pounds into kilograms, the answer of my kilogram, I multiply that by this up here. And that's how I got here, okay? And our last number is X. This is what we're solving for. Now that we have our problem set up, now we can cross multiply. So I'm going to do 125 times X, which is going to give you 125X, right? Now I'm going to cross multiply on the other side. 118.1 times 5. Just do it on your calculator. You already have your 118.1 times 5, and that's going to give you 590.5. 590.5. So I'm going to put 590.5 right here. So now I have 125x equals 590.5. guess what? I got to get my X by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 125, 125. Now I'm doing 590.5 divided by 125. 590.5 divided by 125. That gives me 4.724. 4.724. Now look at this. As I stated in my last video, for most nursing programs, not all, but you have to check with your nursing program to see how they want you to round. But most nursing programs, the rounding rule, if it's more than one, you're going to round to the tens. If it's less than one, to the hundredths place. Obviously, 4 is more than one. So we're going to be rounding to the tens, right? So this 4.724, what does it turn into? It turns into 4.7. Why? Because when you look next to the 7, it's a 2. 2 is less than 5, so we're not going to go up. It stays 4.7. Are we done? No, because remember, you can have the right number. If you do not have the correct unit, your instructor will mark it wrong. What if you forgot what your unit's supposed to be? Go back to X. Remember where we were solving for X? X what? mLs. So your correct answer is 4.7 mLs. By the way, guys, if you feel like I'm going too fast, just pause. You guys can rewind. This video is recorded. You can watch it as many times as you like, okay? Let's do the second problem. Problem number 2. So the question says, the order is Benylin, 5 milligrams per kilogram. Patient weighs 44 pounds. What we have is 50 milligrams per tablet. How many tablets are we going to give? Okay, again, we're going to start with the 2 that are connected because we want to keep them connected. So let's go to what we have. 5 milligrams per tablet, right here. 5 milligrams per tablet. So let's write that down. Let's write it down. 5 milligrams per 1 tablet. Whenever there's not a number in front of your unit, that means 1. Okay, that's why I put 1 tablet. 5 milligrams per 1 tablet. It's right here. Look at me all messed up. This says 50 milligrams per tablet. I almost made a mistake. 50 milligrams. 50 milligrams per 1 tablet. I added my 0 right here. 50 milligrams per 1 tablet is equal to whatever I have up here. My unit is going to be milligrams because I have milligrams over here. And whatever I have down here has to be what? Tablet. Yes. How do I know this? Because I have tablet on the other side. So I have 50 milligrams over 1 tablet right here, 50 milligrams per tablet. How do I figure out what I have on this side? Let's look at the rest of our question. 5 milligrams per kilogram. Well, we can't figure out what that is until we turn our 44 pounds into kilograms. Remember, to turn pounds to kilograms, we divide by what? 2.2. So let's do 44 divided by 2.2. 44 divided by 2.2, and that gives us 20. So I'm going to write it. Actually, I'm going to use this paper again. I'll spoil you. Okay, I'll write it. So that's 20 kilograms. I wrote it right here, 20 kilograms. Now that we know how many kilograms it is, now we can multiply our 20 times our 5. 20 times 5, that gives us 100. So where does our 100 go? Here's 100 right here, guys. Do it on your calculator. It gives you 100. Does our 100 go on top or bottom? It goes on top because remember what we're solving for the milligrams. So it's 100 what? Milligrams. X is on the bottom. We're solving for X. So whatever our answer is going to be in tablets, right? So let's keep doing this math. Next, we're going to cross multiply. 50 times X equals 50X. And then 100 times 1 equals 100. So now we have 50X equals 100, but we have to get X by itself. So I'm going to divide by 50. on one side, and then divide by 50 on this side. 50 goes into 100 how many times? 2 times. But are we done? No, because we have to put in our unit of measurement. If you forgot what your unit was, go back to X, and you'll see your X was what? Tablet. So 2 tablets. This is what we're giving. Okay, let's do question number 3 now. Here's question number 3. It says, let me make it bigger for you. Okay, hopefully this is much better. Question number 3. The order is for lithostat, 15 milligrams per kilogram. Patient weighs 70 pounds. We have 250 milligrams per tablet. Again, whatever's given to you together, let's keep it together. So let's go ahead and put our 250 milligrams per tablet. This is number 3. 250 milligrams per 1 tablet equals, we know whatever we have up here, the unit's going to be milligrams because milligrams is over here. And whatever we have down here is going to be tablet. Hold on 1 second, guys. Matthew, I'm recording. What's up?
When's the food coming?
It's probably delivered already. Go check the front door.
I'm already at the front door.
Okay, honey. Well, I have to check in a little bit. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Just look right now.
Matthew, I'm recording. Like literally my students are going to watch and listen to this entire conversation. Hold on. Give me a second. The food is on its way, honey. It should be here. It should be here in 5 minutes. I don't know what to tell you, baby. I have to record. Goodbye. I love you. Excuse me. I'm not even going to edit that out. I want you guys to see what I have to deal with daily. Okay, moving on. So anyway, whatever we have on the bottom, it's going to be tablet, right? So now let's plug this in. We're looking at number 3. 15 milligrams per kilogram. So we know we have to multiply the 15 times our kilogram, but we don't have kilogram yet. We're going to divide 70 divided by 2.2 to get our kilogram. So let's do that. 70 divided by 2.2. And that gives you 31. Here we go. 31.81, 81, 81, 81, 81. So I'm going to just put 31.81. All right. So now this 31.81, we're going to multiply that times our 15 so we can have the milligrams. So go ahead, do 31.81 times 15. And your answer should be 477.2727, so on. So you're going to put 477.27 on top. 477.27. And on the bottom is X. X is what we're solving for. Now we can cross multiply. 250 times X is equal to 250X. 477.27 times 1 is 477.27. Now I got to get X by itself. How do I get X by itself? Divide by both sides. Divide by 250. Divide by 250. So now we're going to do that 477.27 divided by 250. And what does that give us? 1.90909, etc. So let me write that down. 1.909, right? Remember, when we're rounding, Remember, if it's more than one, we're just gonna round to the 10th place. Are you with me? Yes. So let's round to the 10th place, which would give us 1.9 what? Tablet. Are we done? No. How the heck do you give 1.9 of a tablet? Is it possible to give 1.9 of a tablet? We're not talking about liquid here, guys. We're talking about tablet. No. So what is this 1.9 of a tablet really going to be? 2 tablets. You can't give 1.9, 1.8 tablet. You can give 1.8, 1.9 mLs, you can give of a liquid, but you can't do that for a solid. You can't do that for a tablet. So that 1.9 tablet, you're giving 2 tablets. Okay, do not fall for that, guys. You have to be able to think critically when you're doing the math. Don't just be a robot. You got to be able to think critically on this. All right, let's do number 4. So here's number 4. It says what's ordered is Zovirax 5 milligrams per kilogram. We have 25 milligram per ml. So this is ml. This is going to be fluid. Patient weighs 30 pounds. Again, let's start with what's connected. Our 25 milligrams per ml. Let's write it down. 25 milligrams per 1 ml is equal to whatever's up here is going to be milligrams. And I know this because the other side is milligrams. And what's down here is going to be mLs. And I know this because the other side is ml, right? Let's plug in the rest of our problem. We have 5 milligram per kilogram. That means we're going to multiply this 5 times our kilogram, but we don't know what our kilogram is yet. We have to divide the pounds into 2.2. So let's do 30 divided by 2.2. Let's see what that gives us. And you should get 13.636363, etc. Right? So let me write that down. 13.63. This is our kilograms. Now that we know what our kilograms is, we can multiply our 13.63 times our 5. And that's going to give you 68.18. Now we're going to put our 68.18 up here. And on the bottom is X. X is what we're solving for. So our answer is going to be in milliliters. Okay. Now that we have our problem set up, we can cross multiply. 25 times X is equal to 25X. 68.18 times 1 is equal to 68.18. Now I have 25X equals 68.18. We have to get X by itself. So what do? Again, divide by both sides. Divide by 25, divide by 25. 68.18 divided by 25 should give you 2.72727, etc. So let's write that down. 2.727. This 2.727. Remember, if it's 1 or more, we're going to round to the tens. And if it's less than 1, we're going to round to the hundreds. So obviously this is more than 1. So we're going to be rounding here to the tens place. So our 2.7 turns into what? What's that 2.7 going to be? Excuse me, 2.727. That ends up being 2.7. But are we done with the answer of 2.7? No. You need to tack on your unit. And if you forgot what your unit was supposed to be, go back to X. X mLs, 2.7 milliliters. That's our answer. All right, let's do problem number 5. Here's problem number 5. Order 12.5 milligrams per kilogram. Patient weighs 40 pounds. What we have is 100 milligrams per milliliter. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. So let's start with what's connected are 100 milligrams per 1 ml. 100 milligrams per 1 ml is equal to whatever I have up here is going to be milligrams, and whatever I have here is going to be ml. Again, our units have to match: milligram, milligram, ml, ml, right? Let's go back to the problem. 40 pounds, we have to turn that into kilograms. So do 40 divided by 2.2. And that should give you 18.18.18.18. So I'm going to write 18.18. That's how many kilograms we have. 18.18. Now I can multiply that 18.18 times our 12.5. So go ahead and do that. And that should give you 227.27. That should give you 227.27. And on the bottom is X. X is what we're solving for. So our answer is going to be in mLs. Now that our problem's set up, let's cross multiply. 100 times X equals 100X. 227.27 times 1 equals 227.27. Now we have 100X equals 227.27. We got to get X by itself. So we're going to divide by both sides. Divide by 100. Divide by 100. Now do that 227.27 divided by 100. And you should get 2.27. 2.27. Now again, guys, this is liquid. We're rounding to the 10th place because 2 is higher than 1. Remember, if it's 1 or higher, you're going to round to the 10th. If the number was less than 1, we would have been rounding to the 100th place. But it's more than 1, so we're rounding to the 10th. So this 2.27 turns into what, guys? 2.27 is going to turn into 2.3. Why? Because next to the 2 is a 7. What's next to that 2? If it's 5 or higher, we have to go up. So it's 2.3. Are we done? No. We have to put our unit. 2.3 what? Milliliters. 2.3 mLs is what we're going to give. All right, let's do problem number 6. All right. Zofran 150 micrograms per kilogram. Patient weighs 65 pounds. What we have is 2,000 micrograms per milliliter. So let's start with what's connected. 2,000 micrograms per milliliter. 2,000 micrograms per 1 ml equals, go ahead, put your unit now so you don't make a mistake. Microgram has to be up here. ml has to be down here. And the reason I'm teaching you guys to always put your unit first, sometimes because the questions are going to get harder and you're going to get questions where you have to convert. And if you don't have your units to remind you that you have to convert, you're going to get your problem wrong. Okay, so just make it a habit of putting your unit immediately so it can be a reminder to you. All right, so we have our 2,000 micrograms per ml. Now it says 150 microgram per kilogram, but we don't know what the kilogram is. We know we have to multiply this 150 times our kilogram, but we still have pounds. We have to turn that pounds into kilograms. So go ahead and do 65 divided by 2.2. $65 divided by 2.2, you should get 29.545454. Okay, so that's your kilogram. Go ahead, write it down so you don't forget. 29.54. Now you can multiply that 29.54 times your 150. Go ahead, do that now. And that should give you 4431.8181. Okay. Let me do it again just to make sure I got that right. 29.54, 29.54 times 150. Okay. And so you get 4,431. We're going to put it right here on top, 4,431. So you should got 4,431. And on your bottom is going to be X. Now that we have our numbers plugged in, let's cross multiply. 2,000 times X equals 2,000 X. And then 4431 times 1 equals 4431. We need to get X by itself. So we're going to divide by 2,000. Divide this side by 2,000. 4431 divided by 2,000, what does that give you? 2.2155. 2.2155. Are we done? No, we're not done, because remember, if your answer is more than 1, you're going to round to the tens. And this obviously 2 is more than 1, right? So that 2.2155, what does that turn into? It turns into 2.2. 2.2 what? What are we solving for? Remember our X, we're solving for milliliters. So our answer is 2.2 ml. That's what we're solving for, 2.2 ml. All right, guys, one more problem. Number 7, this is our last problem. Dilantin 100 milligrams per kilogram, that's what's ordered. Patient weighs 66 pounds. What we have is 15 milligrams per capsule. So we're going to start with what we have, what's connected together. Go ahead and put your 15 milligrams per 1 capsule equals whatever we have up here is definitely going to be milligrams, and whatever we have on the bottom is definitely going to be capsule. Okay, milligram, milligram, capsule, capsule. Wonderful. Now, that's 66 pounds. Let's turn it into kilograms. So do 66 divided by 2.2. And that should give you 30 right here, 30. So let me write 30 here so I can remember it's 30 kilograms. Now that I know it's 30, I can multiply my 30 times 1. Well, duh, 30 times 1 gives me 30. So I can put in my 30 right here, and X is on my bottom. Now that our numbers are plugged in, let's do the math. 15 times X equals 15X. And then 30 times 1 equals 30. 15X equals 30. But we got to get X by itself. So what are we going to do? Divide by both sides. Divide by 15, divide by 15. 15 goes into 30 how many times? 2 times. Are we done? No, we have to know what our unit is. Go back to X, and X says capsules. So we're giving 2 capsules. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you'd like to see me do more of this kind of math, or maybe you want to see me do more drip factors or something else, go ahead. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to teach on, if you'd like me to do questions or just lesson format as I'm doing right now. Let me know what you thought about this video. If there's something that you haven't seen yet that you'd like to see put in the video, put in the comment section. Please engage. I read all of your comments. I just can't reply to everyone, but I read your comments, and any video you want to see, I make a running list. And I promise, guys, I'm getting to it as fast as I can. Please don't forget other ways you can support me by engaging in the comment section, sharing my videos on your social media platform or with your instructors, with your coworkers. Don't forget I have audio lessons available for you on my website, nexusnursinginstitute.com. And you guys can catch me doing questions and helping you with certain types of content on my other social media platforms, such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys will catch me on the next video.